And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. A little bit of fun during this lockdown period. Hope that you're all well today listening to this broadcast. Would love to know where you are in the world listening to these videos. So please do drop me a comment in the comment section of where you are and how you're doing during the lockdown. And if you do, I'll give you have a shout out and we can have a little chat. All right, so shout out, you'll get with it as well. Why not? And let's find out where you are in the world, the way you're listening to these videos, and how far these videos actually travel. So, okay, this is a little bit of fun I'm having. So please, nobody take this personally. Just a little bit of fun in games, just like that clapback video I did the other day. Thought we'd do this video now. And as I'm doing the video now, I'm watching it on this dashboard, and I'm getting subtitles as I'm talking. Must be a decent video coming up. Anyway, just a reminder before we go on, don't forget to click the notification bell so that once you're subscribed, always check that you are subscribed. Make sure you hit this notification bell so that you're notified every time that we go live. I've had so many people come back and tell me, oh, I missed the show. I missed it when it was live. Go back and check your bell. Make sure the bell, when you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss another show, and it will hit your inbox or on your mobile phone, let you know when we're going live. That's why you hit the bell. Right, enough of that. Let's talk about An Idiot's Guide to Heavyweight Boxing. It's often said, well, I've often had to listen to the statement in a heavyweight fight, he's not big enough, he's not tall enough, he's not strong enough. Okay? And I don't understand why people say it. These are the same people who are big Mike Tyson supporters. Mike was 5'10" at a push. He was more 5'9", and some people said he was 5'11", but I heard he put like 2 or 3 inches on his boots to give him a little bit more height. So we're looking at Mike being at 5'9", and Mike Tyson made a career of knocking out guys who were 6'5", 6'6". He made a habit of knocking out the tall guys, were the guys he loved beating up on the most. And there were some skillful heavyweights around as well at that time. You know, guys like, Tony Tucker, Mitch Green, and a few others that were around that were no mugs. Guys that today for sure would become heavyweight champions of the world. So, okay. Let's talk this out. Let's talk about this further. This particular fight, this fight sticks in my mind the most when you talk about heavyweight boxing. When people say he's not big enough, he's not strong enough, this fight, this is the fight that this is my go-to fight, and you'll hear me talk about it a lot. The go-to fight I talk about is Michael Moorer against Mike the Giant White. So I thought Mike the Giant White was 7'1", but according to this video, and the video is actually in the description box before people think that I'm making this story up, Michael Moorer came from the light heavyweight division. Light heavyweight, okay? We're talking Adonis Stevenson, we're talking Sergey Kovalev, we're talking Anthony Yard, we're talking Beterbiev, we're talking Callum Johnson, we're talking Frank Buglioni, light heavyweight, yeah? Buatsi, yeah? That's what we're talking, light heavyweight. Okay? Roy Jones Jr., light heavyweight. Okay, we're talking those guys. All right? So, we're talking those guys. So, these are the stats. Right? Taylor Tape. It was on HBO. Michael Moorer, 24 years old. Mike the Giant White, 35. Okay, so there's an age gap of 11 years there. Right? Michael Moorer, 6'2.5". Mike the Giant White, 6'10". So right away there, we've got Mike is taller. He's older. Michael Moorer, 225 pounds. This is a guy that's coming from the light heavyweight division, bear in mind. Mike the Giant White, 275 pounds at 6'10". Michael Moorer, the reach, 82 inches. Mike the Giant White, 86 inches in reach. Okay? So Mike the Giant White is big. He is a giant. And he weighs a lot. The fact of the matter is this. Michael Moorer still went on to almost knock Mike the Giant White out in the first round. Okay? So this isn't about he's not big enough. This is about skill and will. When a small guy fights a big guy, we've seen it before. Valiev versus David Haye. Haye was 6'3". Valiev was like 7 foot tall. We've got a lot of things we need to consider. Yes, he may be a big man, but is he a skilled big man? Okay, so when we talk about a skilled big man at 6'5", throws a good jab, can fight well on the inside, can fight well on the outside. You've got Riddick Bowe, you've got Lennox Lewis. These are guys who had excellent jabs, can box, right? That guys like that, a good big man who's got good technical skills. That's a different situation with a guy who's smaller. That's a guy who's able to use a jab, box, hold, tie up, and use his physical advantage in his favour. But in this situation, Mike the Giant White, the will of Michael Moorer, the punching power of Michael Moorer, the superior skill set of Michael Moorer was able to outdo and knock Mike the Giant White not just down, but knock him out. So, what is it? How big do you have to be a good heavyweight? According to James Ellerby, Uncle James says any heavyweight over 6'3" starts to have chin problems. But he says fighters 6'3" and down seem to have good chins and good durability and make good heavyweights. Well, Tyson Fury is 6'7", and he's been down a few times, but he's got back up and won fights. So Tyson could be an exception to the rule. But generally speaking, this thing about guys being too big, I don't know. Evander Holyfield, in his fight with Riddick Bowe, he gave Bowe some of his toughest fights. He lost the fight to Bowe. He came back and won a fight against Bowe. And then in the third fight, he dropped Riddick Bowe and almost knocked Riddick Bowe out. That's Evander Holyfield. We've had Roy Jones Jr. come from middleweight. In fact, I think Roy fought at light middleweight at one point. From light middleweight up to heavyweight and beat John Ruiz. John Ruiz, who only the fight before had beaten Evander Holyfield, dropped Evander Holyfield as well. So, you tell me. So when people say, is he big enough or he's not big enough, just remember Michael Moorer against Mike the Giant White. Keep it in your mindset. David Haye versus Valiev. I could go on and on and on. But there you are. A good big man beats a good small man. Yep. But how many good big men are there in the world? Now, a good big man who's got heart. A good big man's got to have heart. He's got a skill set, but he's got to have heart. If the good big man has not got heart, he'll get beat. I.e., Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, fight number 2. Fight number 1, Bowe had heart, skill, determination, all the rest of it. Fight number 2, Bowe's heart wasn't in the fight. Why? Bowe had eaten himself out of the heavyweight division. So he didn't have the heart or desire to go back and fight Holyfield again with the same sort of desire that he had the first fight. And in the third fight, he almost got knocked out by Holyfield. But he got off the canvas to beat Evander. Just. What a fight. If you watch Bowe versus Holyfield 3, what a fight. because Bo looked like he was about to get knocked out by Holyfield, and then boom, one shot from Bo stopped Evander Holyfield. So yeah. So when you hear people say he's not big enough, ask the question: are we talking size or are we talking heart? Heart meaning the ability or the willingness to engage your size and your skill, and you're prepared to walk through walls to get the victory. You're prepared to walk through fire. You're prepared to walk through anything. The bigger man, the reportedly stronger man. You're prepared to walk through walls to achieve your goal, which is to become heavyweight champion of the world. That's what made Evander Holyfield so great. He was prepared to walk through walls and do what he had to do to become heavyweight champion of the world. And no man or nothing, no matter how big a guy was, no matter how tall a guy was, no matter how long a guy was, Evander Holyfield was always there. He was always coming to fight. So it's the heart of the man. The size of the heart of the man is more important than his actual physical size. So it's all important. So like I said, An Idiot's Guide to Heavyweight World Boxing. Ruiz AJ fight shows how size can be used to establish each other's size. Yes. No, that is it's not so much size. That's more like tactics and game plans. AJ fought Ruiz the wrong way in the first fight. He conceded his height. He conceded his jab. He conceded distance and decided to fight with the much more dangerous Andy Ruiz, and also left himself, who was vulnerable to a left hook. He left himself vulnerable to Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz's finishing punch is his left hook, and Joshua's been noted to be vulnerable to that left hook, which I mentioned in the preview to Joshua versus Ruiz, stating the fight he fought against Dillian White. And I said, if Ruiz catches him with that left hook, Ruiz has got faster hands and put his punches together better than Dillian White. So, and we saw the result there in the first fight. So the first fight was how a small man fights a big man, and in the second fight is how a big man should fight a small man. So there we go. There you have it. There we have it. Right, I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed the Idiot's Guide to Heavyweight Boxing. The next time you hear somebody say, he's not big enough, he's not big enough, point out James Toney. Point out Roy Jones Jr. Point out David Haye. Point out Evander Holyfield. Point out Michael Moorer. Point out Chris Bird. They've all been heavyweights who've not been big enough, according to these experts. I thought experts generally get things right, but these experts keep popping out over and over and over again, and I think they need to be watching this Idiot's Guide to Heavyweight Boxing. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has been Ingram Jones from BWTM Sports and Gaming. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Please rate, subscribe, leave your comments. What do you think of An Idiot's Guide to Heavyweight Boxing? Have I been harsh on the idiots? Or am I right? Let me know what you think. Who's the best small heavyweight at the moment? Small heavyweight. Hmm. Is Alexander Usyk the best smallest heavyweight? Maybe Alexander Usyk. He's got footwork. He's got hand speed. I believe he punches hard enough. He's got a good skill set. I just hope he doesn't. Injuries, a long amateur career, and he's taking more punches now. And I don't think he's improved as a fighter. I think since he's left Bashir, I think he's relied a lot on his own skill set, and his last 3 fights have not been greatly impressive. If you look at the Chaz Witherspoon's fight, then the fight he had against Tony Bellew, and then the fight he had to beat Briedis for the title, I believe all three fights, Usyk has not looked spectacular. The ending with Bellew, yes, but he was getting outboxed by Bellew. Briedis gave him a tough fight, which could have gone either way. And the Chaz Witherspoon fight, you just got to shake your head. So you do wonder to yourself about Usyk. But that's just a thought. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Subscribe now.